Oh, there we go. We're back. Welcome back, everybody. All you internet folks, to Mike's Magic Auto Detailing and Paint Enhancement here in a semi-nice weather day in Sharpsburg, Georgia. There you have it. There you have it. Oh, man. I think it's supposed to rain later on. Looks like it might have rained a little bit last night. Of course, that puddle there hardly ever goes away. Look at Sally sitting outside under the canopy. She's been sitting outside for the most part for a week and a half, and she got really nasty dirty just sitting there. But that hard rain the other night, man, with that coating on it, the rain just basically washed all of that dirt right off of there. She hadn't been dried, she hadn't been wiped down, nothing. Nothing. That's what the ceramic coatings will do for you, folks. One of the things. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Yeah. Can't be beat. Can't be beat. Anyway, here's our new project, folks. A 2011, I believe it is, Porsche Boxer S. Whatever that means. I don't know. I'm not a Porsche guy. Got a lot of things to do to this car. Man, just kind of wasting time here, waiting for maybe some folks to jump on. Holy moly. Getting all my stuff out. We'll talk about that here in a minute. Getting a little bit of a late start today. My goodness. As I understand it, this owner got the car from a guy, and he had gotten sick and couldn't drive it or anything, and it was just shoved outside. It sat out under a tree for a couple of years. So it is definitely in need of some TLC. I got to do the entire interior and the exterior of this vehicle. We're going to be doing some pretty heavy lifting on this car. Holy moly. But you know what? It is a Porsche. It is a Porsche. Seems kind of an odd spot for a gas filler cap, but what do I know? My first order of business today, folks, he wants all this PPF, which is short for paint protection film, on this car removed. You know, and the longer it's on there, the harder it is to get off. Oh boy, look at that, would you? Oh my. Ugh. You know, it's a 2011, and from what I read, you know, PPF, or paint protection film, is only designed to last 5 years, and then it should be replaced. Hey, somebody's watching. But as you can see from this thing living outside, it's all cracked, all kind of stuff, and this stuff can be difficult to remove sometimes. I'm anticipating that this one's going to be pretty difficult, because it's been on there so long, and it was outside for a long time. You know, you got it here, got some there. The headlights are covered in it. Man, it goes all the way down to there. That's a lot of PPF. Oh man. Oh lordy, lordy. It's in pretty bad shape. As you can see, the rear view mirrors are covered in it. My goodness. Ooh-wee. And y'all can tell it's not in good shape, nor would I expect it to be after having been on there all this time. I had thought about putting it on my car, but I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. Got it down there in front of the rear wheels. A lot of manufacturers put it down there. That's in really bad shape. Ooh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Convertible. This top is in nasty shape from having sat outside for such long periods of time. Oh boy. That's going to take some work to try to make that look good. Looks like, from the patterns on there, looks like somebody made a run at it. Kind kind of unusual for a convertible top to have this kind of a rear view window. This is looks like a high quality or a higher quality plastic or Lexam or something like that than you usually see. Man, so that's going to be a pain in the butt too, working on that convertible top. Oh goodness. And this paint, folks, absolutely needs TLC, and we're going to be doing some heavy lifting on this paint. As you can see, it is quite dirty and in relatively bad shape. There's a little dent, don't know where that came from, nothing I can do about that. That's a job for a PDR guy. It has a lot of micro scratching, which is hard to see with all this dirt on it. It'll be hard to know until I get it strip washed exactly what I got. But it's got all kind of contaminants on it. Many are bonded to the clear coat. Some have embedded into the clear coat. For example, that one right there has. It's got some scratches around it. My fingernail is catching on that one, so that tells me it's probably not going to go away completely, but hopefully I'll be able to improve that. It's deeper down here than it is up here. That's what we call the valley of the scratch. Another one right there, just right beside it, but I can't feel that one, so it may go away. It has scratches and scuff marks all over it. Woo-wee. It'll be a ton of work, but it's a nifty little car. Scratching right there. Some of that may go away. Not sure. Man. Oh boy. Brand new tires. They were put on here right before it got over here. There's a relatively deep scratch right there. I don't know if y'all can see that, but my fingernail's catching on it, so I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Tail lights are in pretty bad shape. A lot of gunk on them, but I can't tell if that's got PPF on it or not. It feels like it does, but it doesn't look like it does. We'll see. We'll heat them up. Oh my goodness. Scratches there, scratches everywhere of all kinds, contaminants everywhere. Goodness. Scratching right there. Lord have mercy. But that's a pretty cool little car. It'll be nice when I get done with it. Much nicer appearance wise than it is now, and we'll be protecting it probably with a sealant. I don't think he wants to go to a coating. Got to do the interior. A lot of gunk there, mostly from it having sat outside. I think that's a lot of pollen there. I don't know. Looks like some pollen has accumulated in there. The interior is not terrible, but it does have some kind of nasty stuff. I don't know what that black is right there, but we'll see if we can't get that off. It goes all the way down there. Looks almost like mold or something. Kind of dirty, dirty. Gonna take some work. Look at all that nastiness. Holy cow. The seats are very, very dirty, although they're not as bad as some I've seen. That leather is okay. Some places the dye has been worn away. I can't do much about this. And he was concerned, see if I can get in here, about this console. Oh boy, you can see there's some kind of stuff there, but I think that's just some kind of dirt or grime or grease or something, because you can see where I've scraped it with my fingernail and it starts to come off, so that may clean up really nice. Dirty in all the usual spots you see. The gear shift knob's kind of grimy, which is typical. You know, you get people get in, dirty hands, you know, body oils, that kind of stuff. LCD screen. This car, folks, has only got 31,000 miles on it. That's pretty excellent. The headliner's in good shape, or the bottom side of that convertible top. The windshield does have a crack in it. I'm afraid that it's too extensive to repair, so I think he's going to have the windshield replaced, because I think that's just going to get bigger. I'm not sure if one of those windshield people can fix that and save it or not. I just don't know. I'm not an expert on that, but it looks like it's going to have to be replaced. The dash and stuff is not bad, not bad. You know, you just got mostly dirt and grime and all the places that I've come to expect to see it, mainly in the driver's area, because obviously it gets the most use. Look at all this grimy stuff on the steering wheel. Oh boy, my goodness. That should clean up rather well. We shall see. But my first order of business, just because I anticipate it's going to be the most difficult and aggravating, is I'm going to be, this trim, rubber gaskets and all need to be restored, is going after this PPF, because it's going to be aggravating, I'm afraid. Like I say, sometimes it goes easy, sometimes it doesn't, but usually the older it is, the harder it is. And when it's all cracked like that, you can't really, sometimes you can't get it to just peel off in one big piece. But I got my Chief steamer warming up. I'm going to use heat and steam. Oh boy. Of course, gloves so I don't burn my hands. And I've got some stuff on standby here, which usually stands me in good stead on a project like this. A 3M Adhesive Remover. Sometimes you can use this or the WD-40 version to help get the glue off. Got a couple of plastic scrapers here, a bag of plastic razor blades. Got my 3M eraser wheel here. Sometimes this can be a critical piece of equipment to use when you're doing something like this. But you have to be very careful with this, because this is a pretty aggressive method, but it will take off the glue and stuff. And makes it a little faster sometimes, but it is a little risky. And whenever you take this stuff off, folks, trust me, you are going to make a mess. Because once you get the PPF film peeled away, a lot of times it's going to leave that adhesive behind, and then you've got to remove all that, and that is a messy proposition. But that's the reason I'm doing this first, because it doesn't make sense to me to go ahead and wash the car or any of that stuff and then do this. You're going to make a big mess and you're just going to have to wash it again. So I do this first, my first order of business. I try to avoid doing these kind of jobs because I just know how aggravating this PPF is. I've done it multiple times before. Sometimes it went relatively easy, and other times it did not. Usually it did not, because most of the time people don't have it removed until it degrades to a condition like this. Now, I do get some newer cars where folks buy them new, or they buy them a year or two old and it has PPF on it, and they want it removed because they don't like that line across their hood or wherever the PPF is. And the problem, like on a car like this is a 2011 that's been sitting outside. The paint's hammered up there, and once you remove this, essentially the paint under this is going to be relatively pristine. So then I'm going to have to try to make this paint match this paint with multiple methods. We'll talk about all that later in another video. But you know what? I ain't getting it done standing here yakking at y'all on the internet. So I do appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. If you're You know, like, tag, share, follow, subscribe, all that stuff. I do appreciate it. Give me a thumbs up or give me a thumbs down. Yada, 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 yada. Helps my algorithms. I kind of sort of know what an algorithm is, but not certain. So I'm going to get my steamer going and get busy here, and I'll come back later and show y'all what we ended up with. Thank you so much. Consider subscribing. So and if there's a notification bell, as I heard other people say, hit that. I don't know if I even put one on mine or not, so that you don't miss future episodes in this adventure. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Bye now.